On March 13th, 2020, Buffalo Public Schools Superintendent Dr. Kreiner Cash announced the closing of all schools due to the current coronavirus pandemic our country finds itself in. According to Education Week, almost 60 million students nationwide have been affected by these school closures. Currently, 21 states and 3 U.S. territories have officially ordered or recommended the closing of schools through this current academic year. Here in the state of New York, we are closed through April, and that could change. So, right here on Downtown Georgie Brown's YouTube channel, we wanted to get some of the questions that you had answered, and we attempted to do just that. Perfect. All right, folks, welcome back to Downtown Georgie Brown's YouTube channel. Today, we have an interesting guest, and to me, it's a very special guest because of the fact that he's my brother. We know that because of COVID-19 and the coronavirus pandemic we are under right now in the United States of America, that many schools are closed. Here in New York State, they are officially closed, and right here in the city of Buffalo, they are closed as well. So today, I have my brother, the Chief of Staff for Buffalo Public Schools, Dr. Darren Brown. Dr. Brown, how are you today, sir?
I'm doing very well. Thank you very much for having me and finding the time to fit me in.
Yes, absolutely. I appreciate you coming on. Now, we are social distancing as well, so he is at home, I am at my home, but we wanted to make sure that we got on so we can give you as much information as we can. I have easy access since he is my brother. But how are things going with you and your family? You guys staying safe and healthy?
We are staying safe and healthy. Everything's going well. The kids are doing their schoolwork. My oldest son, Sean, is a freshman at Brockport College, so he's making sure he's keeping up with his schoolwork. And my youngest son, Connor, is a 5th grader at Smallwood Elementary, so he is keeping up with his schoolwork also.
And let me tell you how proud I am of you, Dr. Darren Brown Hall, to have your PhD and everything now. I love that doctor in front of it. So always got to congratulate you. I'm proud of you, big bro.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
Absolutely. So let's get right into it. We know that right now, schools are currently closed in Buffalo. 21 states have actually ordered or recommended the close of schools through the end of the school year. So we know that right now schools are closed and students are learning and working from home. Would you say that the Buffalo Public Schools attack on homeschooling right now has been successful thus far? What are the positives and negatives for that?
So it's been very successful this far. We're very happy that we were able to get initially packets of work out to students up to grade 8, and then students in high school, grades 9 through 12, actually got laptop distribution on March 17th. So on the 16th, our teachers were in the building collecting work, putting packets of work together, getting laptops ready for the distribution. On the 17th, families came to their elementary school to pick up either a packet of work, or to the high schools, the students came so that they were able to pick up their laptop or their iPad. So we've been consistent with the work. Our teachers have been phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal, contacting families, making sure students are staying on track. So this coming week, actually beginning tomorrow, which is April 14th, we have an elementary grade laptop and iPad distribution for grades 3 to 8. So it begins tomorrow. It goes for approximately 8 days because, of course, we can't do all schools in one day. So we're doing about 7 or 8 schools a day, and parents have received a letter in the mail when they are to be at their child's home school to pick up their child's laptop or iPad. In addition to that, there will also be a second packet of hard copy work for grades 3 to 8, and there'll be a separate hard copy packet of work for grades pre-K to 2.
Awesome. So it sounds like you guys have everything flowing correctly, and parents should be happy. I know it's a different situation for parents right now with having their kids home and having the homeschooling, but there's no other way around it right now. And speaking of that, we are officially closed here in Buffalo officially through April, correct?
Correct, till April 29th. So the governor's most recent executive order extended the school closing till April 29th. And any school closure after that will be dictated by the governor. So the governor and the mayor of the city of New York actually are having a little back and forth right now because over the weekend, Mayor de Blasio said that New York City schools will be closed until the end of the school year. And the governor chimed in very quickly saying that he does not have the authority to do that. So in Buffalo, we are definitely taking the governor's lead on that. So he's been closing and keeping schools closed in 2-week increments. So we are going to follow the governor's lead.
Okay, so April 29th right now is the official date. If you were to predict, not that I want you to make any official statements, but if you were to predict, would you see students going back April 29th, or do you think it's going to extend longer than that?
Well, I've been watching all of the updates the governor has, all of the updates the president has. I don't know that we are in a place right now as a nation to feel comfortable with bringing students back to school by April 29th. And as educators, our first goal is to educate students in a safe and secure environment. So until we can make sure that it's safe to bring students back with COVID-19 still being present in our community, we don't want to do that. So I know the governor, he has been very keen on this issue, and he's listened to our feedback. So I don't believe he would put children in harm's way at all. So I do believe he will work with scientists, with his best advisors to realize when it's appropriate to have kids back in school, but only when it's safe. So I don't see April 29th being the final extension of the time that he has stopped students from attending school, but we'll again play it by ear. But going back to your question, I don't think we'll be in session immediately after April 29th.
Got it. Now, we know that students were also getting meals from school. Is that still in effect? Are students still able to go to schools, local schools, or whatever school they were
Absolutely.
attending at the time?
Well, it's not whatever school they were attending at the time. And the Channel 2 News has been very gracious to keep scrolling on the bottom of their station the places where you can get food at. So we do have food distribution on Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays of every week, and it's at our 28 community schools. So we have 28 community schools around the city of Buffalo, and those schools are the schools that do the food distribution on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So on Monday and Wednesday and Friday, you get enough for that day and the following day because we are not open every day. But the governor's order requires when schools are closed for us to maintain that.
Got it. So you will be maintaining that through whatever extension comes, even though you expect it to go past April 29th. If it does extend, the closings extend, it will be still open for meals on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday.
Correct. Absolutely.
Gotcha. Looking forward, since we've missed so much time in school, this is a two-part question. Should students expect to go to school in the summer? All students?
Well, that will be a structured return, right? So we want to make sure that any student or any family that feels that their child will need additional help, we want to be sure that we're providing that, right? So we want to make sure always that students are prepared and ready to tackle the rigor that they experience in school. So knowing that some of our students have been out of school, they haven't had the one-to-one contact that they get many days in school with their teachers, we know that we're going to need to put some structure in place, whether it's over the summer, whether we enhance our extended learning time, our after-school programs in school, when we begin again in the fall, whatever it is, we know we're going to have to approach this from several different areas so that we make sure kids get back on track and that they excel. So that's what our main goal is the overall well-being of our students first and foremost, but we want to make sure we get them back on track where they're supposed to be because we want every student graduating from the Buffalo Public Schools college and career ready.
Now, and speaking of that, to that point, we know where things like this are going on, people start talking, rumors start happening. There has been a rumor that students, no matter what, are going to repeat the current grade they are in. Can you speak to that?
No, and that is exactly a rumor. And that's why during this time, we encourage everyone to actually call, get information if necessary. Parents, call your child's principal, assistant principal to get accurate information. We don't want students at home and parents fearing that their child is going to have to repeat the grade, right? We are not looking to be punitive in any way. Many of our students were excelling and doing well before COVID-19 forced us to close the schools. So we're not going to penalize kids and say they have to repeat the grade. That is not the intent. There are many different grading programs we're looking at, how we're going to advance kids, to make sure they go to the next grade level. We're not looking to hold kids back on a large scale at all. So I don't want parents fearing that. And again, parents, we know parents are not teachers. Some of them are, but we don't want parents to think that they have to become a teacher overnight. That is not the intent of this. We want to make sure students maintain, we want to make sure they master all of the material that they already learned. We're not looking for parents to attempt to try to teach new material. That's why we have the laptops and the iPad distribution, because many teachers are doing Zoom meetings or Google Meet or Classroom Dojo, where they can still be in contact with students and actually continue instruction. So to your original question, no, we are not looking to retain all of the students this year. They have to repeat the entire grade level. That is not the case.
And as much as you can tell us, we know that you work very closely with our superintendent, Dr. Cash. What have conversations with Dr. Cash been like, and with meetings with the Buffalo Board of Education? And God forbid, is there a plan, or has there been discussion if these students can't return to the classroom in September?
Right. So Dr. Cash, when we do our Board of Education meetings, our Board of Education work sessions, those are all live streamed. So I encourage the public to tune in and watch. So our work session meetings are the first and second Wednesday of every month, and our board meetings are the third Wednesday of every month, and they are live streamed so the public can watch. But the conversations with the board and the public from Dr. Cash really is to make sure everyone, number one, is calm in this time. We know that this is new for everybody. No one has been through this before. That is utmost the most important thing. Everyone is calm. We want to make sure our kids are home and that they're safe, that they're well fed. That's why we're providing the nutrition and the food like we're required to, but that's something we wanted to make sure we did anyway. We want to make sure all those basics are met before we start talking about school, right? But we want to make sure students have their laptops, their iPads, anything that they need to continue instruction. That's also important. So those are things Dr. Cash is always talking about. He's always updating the board about education, the continuation of our instruction, our food for our students, the food distribution, and we are also partnering with the Child Care Resource Network to make sure that there is available child care, especially for our essential services people in the hospitals.
Dr. Brown, one last question for you, because we know that many times looking forward to your graduation from high school, after you've gone through making your next step into life to go to college, the graduation from high school is sometimes the highlight of a teenager's life.
Absolutely.
And can you speak, or what message would you have for seniors that were planning to walk the stage this year, if, and what it seems most likely is, it will extend past June possibly? What message would you have for seniors that were planning to walk the stage?
You know, the message I have for them is that no one can take away what you have accomplished. You've accomplished a lot. You got to 12th grade, you completed 12th grade, 11th grade, 10th grade, all successfully. You will be a high school graduate. Now, as far as the traditional ceremony goes, we don't know what that will look like once June comes around. We don't know what it will look like. We don't know what we can promise you. But what we will promise you is that you will be able to graduate. You will get that diploma. No one can take that away from you. And we, as a Buffalo Public School System, are very proud of you, very proud of your accomplishments and all your scholarship. Until we get to June, again, we don't know what any type of ceremony will look like or what high schools have planned. I know there's a lot of talk, but I don't know what we can promise at this point in time. But we are proud of your accomplishments, and no one can take that away from you.
That's awesome, Dr. Darren Brown Hall. Is there anything, as we wrap up here, anything that you would like to tell the parents or anybody in going through this pandemic right now, even teaching their kids at home or doing the best they can? Any final words for them?
Absolutely. The biggest thing we want you to know is that you're not in this by yourself. And Dr. Cash has said that at the board meeting. He said that at the work session. And he wants parents to know you are not in this by yourself, right? So feel free to reach out to your classroom teachers, reach out to your special education teachers, reach out to your school building administrators, reach out to those of us in central office. We are here to help you. You are not in this by yourself. Do not stress out. Make sure you're calm and realize this is only temporary. This is only temporary, but we have your back and we are here to assist you and help you in any way we can.
I want to thank Dr. Darren Brown Hall for joining me today and trying to give you as much information as he can as we go through this pandemic. Don't forget, stay home, social distance yourself, and take care of your kids, because right now they can't go to school, but we know you are doing the best that you can. And we want to thank Dr. Darren Brown Hall for coming on with us today. If there's any other information that he wants to give me, or you want to reach out and ask any questions, you can comment right here or check back. And if we have any other questions, we'll try to address those as they come along. But once again, thank you, Dr. Darren Brown Hall, for joining me today.
Thank you very much. And any questions, just shoot them along the downtown Georgie Brown, and we'll get them answered to you. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you very much. And that's all on Downtown Georgie Brown's YouTube channel. Check back for more information right here next time.